Hi, my name is Dina Schneider, and this is my inspirational speech for speech class. First of all, I just want to tell you about an experience that I had about 4.5 years ago with my daughter. She's actually my stepdaughter, but I don't call her that. But first I need to tell you when I was 14, my brother and sister were killed in a car accident. It was just the three of us, kids. And so obviously I, for many years, felt very alone and sad. And it tore my life apart for a long, long time. I had a hard time. For many years I wondered where they were, or, obviously I knew where they were, but if they were in spirit or if they knew about my anguish for, wanting them and missing them and everything else, and that was an unanswered question for a long time. But about 4.5 years ago, he was my boyfriend at the time, but we're married now. His 17-year-old son was killed. He died of a drug overdose. He lived in California. I had only met him one time at the time. But obviously he had his whole life ahead of him, and it was terrible. It was a terrible experience for all of us to have gone through that. My husband, obviously had extreme pain and anguish over that. It's never easy to lose a child or anyone you love, but especially a child. A parent should never have to bury their children. But my stepdaughter, Sarah, she was 9 at the time, and for a long time she struggled with how to deal with losing her brother. We encouraged her to talk to Matt and tell him how she feels, and she struggled to make sense of, the loss she had to experience. And so she felt uncomfortable with that because she was, thought, how do I know that he could hear me? How do I know that he got the message? And so then we said, well, why don't you write a note or a letter, and we'll take it to the cemetery and you can leave it on his memorial. And she liked that idea, but then she came up with an idea of writing a note and attaching it to some balloons and letting him go. So one day we had the balloons and we attached the notes, and we tied them to the string, and we got in the car. We took our dog and decided we were going to go to Edda's Hook to let go of these balloons. On the way we stopped and we got my sister and her dog, and so there we were, the three of us, 2 dogs and a bunch of balloons, and in the car going to Edda's Hook to release these balloons. We got there, the dogs were completely excited, ran to the beach, and it was a sweet time. Anyways, we walked along the beach on the south side, and Sarah decided it was time to release the balloons, so she did, and we all yelled, we love you, Matt, and, all the stuff out into the air, and hoping he could hear our message. And it was really sweet. It was a good experience for all of us. But anyways, so then we got in the car to take my sister. She had an appointment across town. We took her to her appointment. We dropped her off. We decided we would go to the beach at Morris Creek and Four Seasons Ranch to walk the dogs while she was at her appointment. And we did. We entered the beach on the east side of Morris Creek, and we were walking along the beach, and as we came across the part where the Strait of Wannafuca and Morris Creek connect, I looked up, and all of a sudden the balloons were right in front of us across on the other side of the creek, and I was yelling, Sarah, 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 the balloons are right there, and she started jumping up and down and kind of going crazy, trying to figure out how she can get them in her hands, and we would have to run around on the footbridge to get to the other side before they blew away. And then suddenly we didn't have to do any of that because the balloons rushed over right to us, and Sarah grabbed them, and the first thing she noticed, the note was gone, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is like the most exciting day of my life, and blah 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 blah, because now I don't have to worry anymore. And I was confused about that. I didn't know what she had written in the note, and she said that I asked Matt are you okay? And now I know he's okay, and now I don't have to worry, and this is, you know, like the best day of my life because I don't have to wonder anymore. And for me, in my experience of losing my brother and sister and her losing her brother, at that moment, we both had some sort of resolve in our hearts and in our souls of the people we love, our siblings, that they would be able to know that we were feeling sad and that we missed them, and that, you know, we knew that there's life after death, really. So anyways, that's my inspirational speech, and I hope that you care about it as much as I do. Thank you.